Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. And today we're back with a little bit more neutral topic because I think the last one might have been a little bit too much, or maybe a little bit too intense, a little bit too open for some of you. But then again, I'm pretty sure we got a lot of interesting and good feedback. As you know us, we like to talk very open about almost every single topic that is out there. Honestly, I'm just thinking, I don't even think there's a topic that we wouldn't talk about. Is there a topic that you think would be off limits for you to talk about in stream?
Off limits, maybe not, but I'm not sure if I would share every single dark detail of my fantasies. That makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so we know what Steffi is not going to talk about.
Depending on how much you convince me to talk about, so yeah.
Oh yeah, fair. Okay, that is really fair. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be talking today about our relationship with food, how it is now, how we grew up, what issues, if there are any issues that we have, in our relationship with food, what our favorite foods are, what are foods that we hate, yada yada yada, all the things, comfort foods. We're gonna give you all the best recipes. We're gonna tell you how you can make us fall in love with you, because obviously if anything makes you fall in love with people beside of their personality, it's if they give you the right food, right? At least for me, if I'm hangry and somebody gives me food that I like, there's something about that. I don't know if it's the same for you.
My relationship is so weird with food. I hate thinking about it. So it's this will basically, guys, I'm saying it right now, you can just inject me food and I'm fine. That's all with me and food. I guess Julia has a lot of good tips and everything, but I'm just like, bro, don't ask me.
This is gonna be an interesting one. So we're here at two completely different spectrums with Steffi that just sees
totally.
Food as, I guess, nourishment, as a necessity.
The thing is, I'm a snacker. I love snacking, but I hate thinking about what do I eat for lunch today.
Yeah, fair. But wait, let's wait a little bit with this. Oh my god, of course she has popcorn next to her right now.
Always.
But we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But first we're gonna start with the news, what's new in our life, what are the updates. We're gonna bring to you the listener of the week. And yeah, I think we're gonna start straight with what's new. Steffi, tell us what's happening.
Got my sideboard. I'm super happy with it.
Oh yeah, it arrived.
Oh, you don't see it?
No, sadly. But it arrived when I was in a call with Steffi, and the guy obviously didn't carry it upstairs.
Oh my god. And then I was just breathing so hard that nobody could talk anymore in the call.
Beautiful.
I didn't mute myself.
We were in a conference and Steffi made the Darth Vader. She was like, that's beautiful.
But yeah, he didn't bring it up, so I had to wait until Max was home and our friends downstairs so they could help us carry it up. Went pretty well. The sideboard already was built. That's the thing.
Oh, nice.
It came built because it's a very, I think it's
wood?
mango wood. Yeah, massive mango wood. And it's pre-built already, so you don't have to do anything. So you also can't mess up anything with.
Oh, that's nice.
With the whole sideboard, because yeah, it wasn't that cheap. But the page where I bought it has so many beautiful things. No matter if it's lamps or for the garden, they have so much outdoor furniture and everything. I saw a Balinese bed for outside, and it's so
what is
beautiful.
the website called, just for the people?
Sklum, SKLUM, basically, and they have everything. They have carpets, rugs, blankets, lamps.
From where is this site? Is it Swedish?
Germany.
Germany? Oh, really? So you don't have to pay any tax here?
I think they ship from Germany. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool. So yeah, I got that. Beside that, nothing's really special happened. I just bought some crystals yesterday because I want more small decorations also for the feng shui, right? So and feng shui and crystals go very well together. I mean, I have them in my water already, right? These ones.
Ooh, nice.
but I don't really have some for my sleeping room. By the way, guys, rose quartz is very good if you want to have more action in your sleeping room.
Oh, really? Is that how it
Yes.
works? Okay.
Yes.
So we're
Yes, I
gonna buy
read that.
a rose quartz massive bed, like a bed frame out of rose quartz. Imagine.
Or
Holy
just
moly.
little rocks, and you like position them in certain areas, and that should like help with the love and the passion and everything. But yeah, I just bought a few crystals for decoration, and because I really like certain types. Also jewelry. Bought some like a choker necklace with a black obsidian
Aw.
because it's my like zodiac sign stone and has a lot of power. So yeah, that's what I basically did.
Where
And
did you buy
everything
them?
else
Just a local store
on
or?
Etsy.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Pretty cute stuff. I think one of them already got like sent out. So let's see when I
Oh,
get
you
that.
don't have them
Should
yet?
be here in
Okay,
2 weeks. No. I literally ordered yesterday or today after midnight.
Nice.
I had my late night shopping phase again. Like that happens pretty often recently. Just looking for stuff I want. And then I just order them at I don't know 1 a.m. in the morning.
Like your 500 Scorpio lipsticks from Jeffree Star.
Mm-hmm. That was thank you for reminding me. See, I wanted to order them, right? And they like Jeffree Star on his page doesn't have them anymore. So I checked where I can get them, and our Mario No still has them. And I ordered as a guest, and they were $7 each. Usually they cost like 17 euros.
Yeah.
So it was 7 euros for one lipstick, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy 5 of them. So I have like I have them in stock, right?
Yeah.
But I bought as a guest, and I didn't get the confirmation email, and I was like, okay, maybe it didn't go through.
Oh no.
And then I registered in the app.
Oh no.
Bought them again, like bought 5 of them again, and I instantly got the confirmation email, and I was like, okay, fine, that's great, now it worked. Then next day in the morning, I opened my mails and I got the second confirmation.
Oh
no! And then I wrote her if I can refund it, and then she said she's so sorry they already got like shipped out or are ready to get shipped out. But what I can do is I can just or reject the
package
delivery.
when it comes?
Yeah, when it comes. But I was like, okay, no, I'ma just keep it. If I keep it like dark and cool somewhere and just store it, and as long as I do not open them,
yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah. So I now have 10 Jeffree Star lipsticks, matte Scorpio, the one I'm basically wearing right now, guys. I'm not running out of stock.
I just want to say you gotta have to wear that now every single day of the week.
Every single day. By day and by night. When I sleep, when I'm awake, every time.
Exactly. At one point, you're just gonna get your lips stained so hard by it that you don't have to wear it anymore.
That would be so cool. I would love to have I feel so naked without lipstick, Julia.
Really?
I cannot. Like whenever I work, because at work I do not use a lipstick, right? Because of all the oil and
that's the thing that it gets off, right?
Yeah, and I feel so naked without it. Like either my black one from NYX, which is also not available anymore, by the way.
Oh no.
All the things I love and find when it comes to makeup. Just stop like delivering to Austria or Germany or like German region in general, and it's just so frustrating every single time. I swear.
Oh no.
Yeah. What about you? What happened? Tell us about. A super cool event in Vienna, Julia.
I mean, to be fair, the event was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what happened? What's new for me? Let me think for a little bit. Huh?
You work out 4 times a week now?
Yes, I'm a fucking beast.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's like the biggest update, and I think.
Sorry, guys, I spoiled.
Oh wow, fucking spoilers, man. It's fine.
I just read it in our sheet. It's like the fuck.
Don't worry about it. Sorry, my mom just writes me in on the other side. My mom is like writing me if I can have a call with her, and I'm like, Mom, sorry, I'm recording a podcast. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, I'm just gonna yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
answer
do it.
her.
I'm talking in the meanwhile. Guys,
Yeah.
Julia's working out 4 times a week now. I didn't know. She's a fucking beast.
So
Beside
okay,
that,
sorry, I'm done. I answered her. I
thank
put my
you.
phone away. I'm sorry. It's
I
like
didn't know
it's
what to
always
talk
the
anymore.
same with my mom. Like she doesn't have any contact with me ever. Like she's just writing me like here and there. Oh yeah, I saw on Instagram this or that. What does that mean or what happened or whatever, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then I answer her and that's it. And like I told you about the whole situation with my mom, and I'm like, oh yeah, do you want to come over? Do you want to have like a normal conversation? And like she's always just wanting to have information about me. And then yeah, she never comes over. She never really tells anything about her. And I just started from the beginning of this year that I just don't engage in it anymore. Like I answer her questions and that's it. And
Yeah.
like, and I just tell her honestly, like, no, I'm recording a podcast, and it always has to be on her terms. Like she's always like, oh yeah, now I have time. Like she can't like write me before like, hey, would you have time to have a call tomorrow or something? Like no, she's just like, oh yeah, I would like to call you now. So
I have time now. You need to have
Yeah,
time as well.
exactly.
You must make time for me.
Exactly. So, and I write her like, no, I'm recording a podcast. She's like, oh yeah, how long is this gonna take? I'm like, yeah, 1.5 hours. She's like, yeah, and what about 6 in the evening? I'm like, well, I have somebody coming over. Like my aunt is coming over today. I'm gonna do my aunt's nails actually.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, that is something that I can tell about as well. So there we go. I just wrote it in our document so I didn't forget to talk about it. So my aunt is coming later, so I just told her like, no, I can't in the evening. I have my aunt over, and now she's like, okay, yeah, but I really want to hear your voice. And I'm like, what the hell?
Is that your mom's sister or your dad's? Your dad's?
My dad's
What?
sister. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really in contact with anybody from my mom's family, to be honest. Beside of my what is that? It's like her cousin. I don't know what that is to me. My
grand cousin, I think.
Grand cousin or grand aunt.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know how it works. And she's my godmother. So that is like the only one that I'm really, really, really close with. And her children as well. But beside of that, I'm not in contact with anybody really from that side of my family. I'm more like from my dad's family that I'm pretty close with some of them. So yeah, the sister of my dad is coming over today that I'm doing her nails because so my grandpa turned 90 last week. And we spent some time together. We had a nice birthday party. It was actually crazy because he has 13 siblings.
That's so
13.
wild. Holy shit.
And they're all like 1 year apart or something like that. Like it's crazy. Back then they were like baby machines. They were like just popping out the children. Yeah, they were just like popping out the children. And so my grandpa's sister, actually, she's 89, and she knows everything of what I do. And she has a dog. She walks the dog over the Kreuzberger, so like over like a little mountain next to our city, like every day. Like she's almost 90, and if you see her, you would think she's like 60 or like
That's
70
the
or
reason
something
why
like that.
she's so old and
Yeah,
still
like she's still driving the car. She's walking her dog all the time. She's like, when you talk to her, like, when you talk with very old people like this, like 90 is a really old age, right? Like you can sometimes like already feel that they, maybe either they're not really interested into like the modern kind of things, and they live kind of in the past, and they're just not interested in anything that is not from the past, if that makes sense. And she's like super interested in everything, and she told my whole family, yeah, and do you know that Julia is super successful and super known on the internet, and you still do the video game thing? Yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, and she's a real power woman like me, and it's so cute. It is literally like my heart is like melting. And then I showed her like the pictures of my dog and of my dogs on the phone, and she was like super in love with them. And yeah, it was just super, super nice. Yeah. And yeah, my aunt was also there, which I get along very, very well. She's a super funny person, and she saw my nails, and I do my nails myself with like the little dots on it, right? And she was super in love with my nails, and she had like also gel nails, but already really grown out. And she's like, oh, fuck, I need to make an appointment again. She's like, yeah, where you going? Your nails look so cute. And I'm like, oh, I do that myself. And she was like, what, really? They look so pretty. It's like you're going into a salon, because now I'm like getting really good at it. So I offered her to do her nails for her as well. So she's coming over today for coffee, cake, and nails.
Oh, nice.
So I'm having a little bit of family time. So I'm also kind of, the whole thing that we did with like the parents episode with getting to know our parents, I kind of want to do that with like multiple people from my family, right? So not necessarily only like my dad, like with my mom again already there's no real interest. But like my aunts and like my stepmom and stuff, like I kind of want to get to know them a little bit better. So I thought it would be like a nice thing for like, when it takes like 1.5 hours to do the nails, to have a little chat on the side. Then what else? So grandpa turned 90. My aunt is coming over, so I do her nails. So who knows, maybe I'm gonna start doing nails for fun on the side, Then Steffi already spoiled, which I'm gonna go into in detail later when we talk more about the a food situation, because for me doing sports and food has a big connection as well. So yeah, basically I've been working out, I don't even know, 4 months at this point or something like that, together with Laura. She's writing the plans with me. And since the beginning, actually, Laura always wanted me to work out at least 4 times a week, because it's a little bit better with splitting. I hope I explained that the right way. Laura, I know you're listening to the podcast. If I'm explaining this wrong, please correct me in the comments. But I think a split of 4 days is better for separating the areas of your body that you train. So like you do a different region of your body each time you work out, and then you let it rest and do another region and so on. And if you do 3 days, I think from what I remember, what I did more or less is that I had a push day. So one day you do all the upper body stuff where you do pushing motions. Then you have a pull day, and then I had a leg day. That's exactly. So that's what I did before. And then I kind of felt like I'm at that point where I'm really addicted already to working out.
Nice.
Like now it's for me, so 3 days a week. On the days where I don't work out, I feel like on the edge sometimes. Like I don't feel as, I don't know. It's not necessarily sleeping, because I'm always sleeping good, but I feel like I'm not 100% where I could be mentally. So I have the urge to work out, even though when I then work out, I hate myself for it during it, right? Because it's so exhausting, but afterwards and before, I feel really good.
Nice.
So I was thinking already for like 2 or 3 weeks about actually adding a 4th day, but I wanted to be sure before I asked Laura. Yeah, and last week was the first week where I told her, Laura, I think I'm ready. Let's do 4 days a week. Yeah, so now I have 2 leg days, 2 lower body, 2 upper body days. And yeah, you can just progress way more. And a good thing as well when it comes to food, like I'm tracking my macros, so I'm and calories, like how much I eat. And the thing is, on days where you work out, you can obviously eat way more, right? So I'm kind of also like, not that I don't eat a lot. Like on days where I don't work out, like I still eat 1,800 calories. Like it's still a lot. But on a day where I work out, I can eat 2,100, and I can eat like a lot of carbs as well. Because you need the carbs to obviously have the strength during your workout, which I had to learn as well, which we're gonna get into as well. Because in the beginning I was like, oh yeah, fuck it, I don't really need it, and then I started to actually eat carbs before I work out, and I saw how much stronger I was, and what it actually, like, when you learn what certain nutrients actually do for your body, and you can like not only know it on paper, but you see it in the moment when like you have a workout where you barely eat any carbs on that day, and you feel weak and like I don't know, the workout is just exhausting and you don't have the strength that you want to have. And then the next time you work out, you eat like a shit ton of carbs before. And then you have a workout and then you're just super strong. You can do way more reps. You have way more power. You don't feel like a potato. The workout is not as like, it's still exhausting, but it's like a different kind of exhaustion. It's not like you need to force yourself to every single rep. It's more like, wow, this is insane. Like the strength that I have right now, like you surprise yourself. So yeah, and I really like that feeling, and that's why I work out 4 times a week now. Then over the weekend I was in Vienna. I was at the A1 esports festival, I think it's called. So it was one of the first and the biggest esports events in Austria so far. It was really cool, actually. So for Austrian standards, like I have to say, obviously Austria is like 5 to 10 years behind every other country when it comes to anything gaming and esports related, which is fine. But you can see that they're really trying to step up in the tournaments that were there. I mostly just watched the league and the Valorant final. So it was like a LAN final of tournaments that they have been running before, like leagues that they ran before. And the whole stage and the trophies and the fireworks, like the pyro and everything, like it looked super, super professional. The whole production value, really, really cool. So everything tournament related, I can say really, really nice. The at the venue itself, there was also like, there was a LAN area that was pretty cool where people could bring their own PCs, and I think there were some as well. I'm not 100% sure. And there was also exhibitors, right? Not exhibitors. What's the word from like brands that have a stand there? So there were stands of certain brands, like a VR stand, or Fritz, for example, AVM was there as well. They had a little
like
booth
the companies
there.
had their booths.
Exactly, where they present their things. So that was a little bit that was maybe not optimized
it is exhibitor
yet.
though, Julia.
Is exhibitor the person that visits or the person that
Nope, that's there with their stuff.
with their stuff?
Exhibitor.
Okay. Then I said it right. Thank you very much. I wasn't sure. I was mixed this up.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Quinn. So yeah, anyway, that was a little bit, like, I would say optimizable, because there was no like cubicles, or like there was no real like separation. They had like those sponsorship walls, you know, those little, like, kind of like a green screen that you pull up, but like with the logos on it. So there was, I don't know, there were some really cool booths, but like other things, so you could see that it was like their first try of doing it, but the tournament itself and everything around it was really, really good. And I think it was a super, super great step in the right direction for Austria, and I really hope that they keep going. And I think I'm not 100% sure, like I saw at one point there were 1,500 people in it at the same time. I think they were allowed to have 3,000 at the same time in there. I'm not 100% sure if they actually made it. Like, I would have to look up the numbers, but at the times of the finals, like, it was really, really full. Like, obviously in between, when there was like the games changing, there was League, there was Brawl Stars, there was Smash, there was Valorant. There was DJ Lumix that had a set that he played there. So there was actually a lot of people. So I was surprised for Austria, and the way it was organized, like, it was super smooth. Like, we had like wristbands that were opening, you know, your doors or whatever, that you could go somewhere, like, that give you the access. The wristbands also, you know, like, you can know it from other conventions for certain ages, because obviously Valorant you can only watch when you're like 16 plus. So Valorant was late in the evening, and the whole way they organized it was very, very good and smart. So
okay, cool.
Really heads up for that. I was just there to talk on a little keynote in the business area, which didn't really turn out the way I expected it to turn out, which was fine, because in the end, like, I didn't have that much work. I was able to enjoy the tournament, and I met a lot of cool people. Like, I was a little bit afraid because I was kind of alone there-ish, but in the end, I was hanging out with so many cool people, and there were many people that I only knew from social media, and then finally met in real life, and other people that, for example, I recorded like 3 podcasts with already. Player one, Phil, like, super, super nice guy. Maybe we could get him on our podcast once as well. I'm not sure. I think his English is pretty good, actually, now that I think
Mm-hmm.
about it. We could ask Phil as well, player one. He's a really, really cool guy. Spent a lot of time there with him, had good food. So overall, it was really, really nice. And beside of that, last thing, and then we're going to get into the topic today again. Steffi and me, so not only me, but also Steffi, we're working really, really hard at the Rage Camp at the moment. For the people that don't know, did we talk about that last episode?
I think we
we did.
mentioned it last episode, but we didn't like go into any detail, but only like look. I think we talked about the location and everything that we are looking for that.
Yeah. So anyway, Steffi and me are doing a lot of like intense work with like writing with brands and locations and trying to organize at the moment a lot. So we have a lot of stuff to do when it comes to that. Which keeps us busy as well, next to streaming and Steffi's normal job. So the summer is really, really stressful for the both of us. But yeah, I think that was the update.
It do be like that.
It do be like that. I think that is the update when it comes to what we both did. And yeah, I think we can go over to listener of the week if that's fine for you, unless you want to add something more.
Sir. No,
and
nothing.
Then we can already start with the topic if that's fine.
Let's go. Listener of the week
let's
is
go.
Laushi.
Lauribert.
About episode 21, Society Doesn't Define Your Beauty. Great episode again. I'm actually happy with my life and where I am right now, health-wise, lifestyle-wise, family-wise. The only thing I maybe want to work on is how other people's problems impact my current mood. Feel you, Queen?
Yes.
Or even when helping people with their problems and when they just don't want to take that help. That I have to stop making other people's problems my own problems. Excited for the new layout next week.
Oh, hell yeah. I think we all feel that one.
I'm feeling you, Queen. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, just to get into that topic, if you want. I mean, if that's okay for you, just a little bit. Like the whole thing with, like, I feel the same, right? That other people have problems. You offer them help, right? And then you try to make a positive impact on whatever their problem is in their life. And then you just see them ignoring the advice, right? And then you get hurt because you kind of got involved in it, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody can relate with that to a certain extent. Doesn't matter if it's somebody you're close to or somebody you work with or that is in the same school, whatever it is, partner. I 100% get that, and I really want to start doing that as well. Or not start, but like try to get
stop doing
stop doing that. Stop being impacted, and also stop offering help to people that don't ask for help. Because the thing is that there's so many people out there that are just complaining for the sake of complaining. Like they don't really want to. There's people out there, like, don't get me wrong, if there's people out there that want to change something, that are genuinely like unhappy in a situation they're in and they want to change something, like, I'm always up to help people like this, and I think everybody should be, if they have the capacity to do that, obviously. But there's so many people that just love drowning in their own self-pity, feeling sorry for themselves, without having any intention of doing anything to solve their problem. And then people like us go in and offer the help and offer them solutions when they're not even searching for those solutions. And I think I do that already with my mom in some kind of way. Then I'm just like, she's spilling her whatever, and then I just give her the okay, yeah, sure, yeah, I feel sorry for you, but I don't engage. Like, I just don't engage in that kind of stuff anymore, to be honest.
I learned that pretty early, if I'm honest. Like, I always wanted to, like, whenever there was something with my friends, I always was the one. I just had this helper syndrome, basically. And my mom always said, do not help anybody that doesn't ask for it. And it took me quite a while to learn it. Also, nowadays, like, I only help so much or so often until it's too much for myself. I'm like, I'm willing to try showing you different directions, or show you my direction, you show
Mm-hmm.
me yours and I see it. I can show you mine. But if you simply don't want to go this route,
Mm-hmm.
I stop. It's
Yeah,
like there's no point in trying to convince you or convert you. Like
of course.
right. I'm not I'm not trying to if you don't want to. So it got better now. Um and I can cut that off pretty like easier than I did before or was able before. As even like with my closer friends as well, if there is something that makes me feel like, did I do something wrong now? Did I say something wrong? I'm just like, yeah, I I, I see it the way I see it from my perspective. If somebody like pisses me off, for example, even though it's like, especially when it's close friends, right? You
Mm.
just sometimes piss each other off no matter what you do or whatever you do,
Yeah,
but that's just a day, and I do not think about it any further. Like I don't give it any further like thought or like overthink it or whatever. And
yeah.
I do not judge the situation either. It's just it happened. And if I have a problem with something, I say it. And that's how I think now, and I do not like think for them anymore. And if they don't want this, I'm not helping you anymore. It's like it's your own shit.
Yeah, like you say, I think that the really hard part, like the really hard part about not trying to help people is when it's about people that you're close with, right? Because I
Yeah.
think nobody really enjoys seeing a person suffer. Doesn't matter if
Mm.
they actively decide to not do anything about their situation, right?
Yeah.
But then making the switch in your head that you also have to stop feeling sorry for them, right?
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
somebody is not actively trying to change anything about the situation, there's a point where you need to disconnect and stop
Yeah.
even giving them the oh
The
yeah, I'm
attention.
sorry for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks that your life is so shitty. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like rude or anything, but it is just, there's just people like this that
Mm.
complain for the sake of complaining and don't change anything about the situation just because they're afraid of change. They're afraid of what their life could look like if they would actually try to make a positive
Mm.
impact, right? And alarm, yeah, thank you, exactly.
Alarm.
Exactly. I mean, it's true. It's a red flag. I mean, to be honest, it's people that just have a lot of growing to do still. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if I think back, like I think I had a phase like this as well when I was younger, like maybe from
Mm-hmm.
my teenage years to the mid of my 20s. Like the whole like subtweeting and like posting sad quotes and wanting everybody to kind of like, oh, what's wrong with you, is everything okay, and then just
Mm.
getting the pity. So I 100% get that. But now I know, like, if I have a problem, I either ask for help, or I
Yeah.
change it
Yeah.
myself, or if I am not willing to change anything about it, then I stop complaining about it, because then it's my decision to stay in a place
Yeah.
where maybe not uncomfortable. Then that is my choice. But then I
Yeah.
also don't want, where I shouldn't want pity from other people, right?
Yeah.
And I think most of those people are not even aware that they're like this. And
Mm.
I think we're coming back to the topic that Steffi and me had before, and the running gag with like the battery chargers and the battery drainers. And those people,
Mm.
sadly, even if they're close friends, they are battery
Can be.
drainers. Can be
Yeah.
battery drainers, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they're in one of their episodes, like most of the times, it's just episodes, like phases in your life where
Yeah.
you just can't get out of your own skin, but you just need to let those people grow. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing, Lauri. I'm super happy that you're doing so well in life, and I'm super happy for you and Eas that they have Grizzly. They got a dog together. That is really, really cute.
Nice.
We wish you the best of luck with the little one. And yeah, I think actually going from Laura into the topic of relationship with food is a really, really nice transition, because Laura is actually the person that helped me with starting to work out and
Mm-hmm.
learning the last puzzle pieces about nutrition for now
Mm-hmm.
that were
Mm-hmm.
really important for me learning. But yeah, I think I talked a lot already. So Steffi, tell us a little bit about the relationship with you and food. You already said before that for you, food is more just, that it's something you need to have and not
It's a
necessarily.
burden. It's a fucking burden. Nah, the thing is, especially because I work at the street food market, right? And it got worse since I work there because I see the same food. There's many different kinds of foods, like Asian food, Austrian food, Greek, Hungarian. A lot of different like cultures come together there and share or show their food, and you can eat that and try that. It's just I am surrounded with this so much that I do not want to think about what to eat when I'm not working. I think that's my main problem, and I do not want to cook at home because I literally see and do that at work the whole time, which is
So,
weird though,
so just to
because
clarify,
chefs.
when you're at work, right?
Mhm.
You don't have problems with finding anything to eat because you have so much choice, right? Or is it that
Yeah,
you're
but
already sick of that stuff?
I overate everything, so I
Okay.
barely ever eat anything like as unless I'm very like craving it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like Indian food, we have like a super nice curry there, which is
Mm-hmm.
very very good. But usually, like when it's hot, I'm not really into eating hot food, so I just yeah, I eat, but not much.
Okay.
And if I eat, I just make like a veggie burger we have because it's tough working because the shifts are so long and I just don't want to eat anything. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know how to explain. In the beginning it's super cool, right? You
Mm.
get to like taste all the different food. You can try out a lot, but at some point if you've seen that for over 7 years now every single
Holy
weekend,
shit.
it's like in summer in summer season it's like nah, I don't want
Has
to
it been
anymore.
7 years already that you do that? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that you're doing that for so long already. Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's
7
crazy. Yeah,
years.
then that is understandable. So, and you said when you're home, because you cook so much at work, right? You don't feel like
Mm.
cooking when you're home? Or?
Yeah, barely ever. Like it depends when Max and I have time together. I love making our like vegetable soup, but I'm very basic with these things. I'm not creative. Like I hate thinking, and I'm very picky. I hate like trying out new stuff. It got better. I have to say it got so much better, but I'm like, was der Bauer nicht kennt, isst er nicht, gell? Es ist halt,
We have a saying in
ja,
Austria that's basically what the farmer doesn't know, he doesn't taste.
yeah, and
So.
it's just like it's not that I only eat bullshit, I'd say. Like I eat a lot of like vegetables and stuff, but I also eat a lot of like bullshit if you want to say it like that cuz I snack a lot. And especially in summer, my that's the one thing with me and food, my food um interest or also my eating habits change with the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like in summer I love more like fruits with a lot of water in, right? Melon and kiwis and strawberries and also bananas and all that stuff. So I eat more fruits over
Mm-hmm.
like the hot seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets colder, I could literally fucking empty a Nutella glass every day. And I need this. It's like it's a weird thing, but I have these like certain foods I eat in summer only, and then I have certain food that I only eat in winter, for example. So tomato mozzarella, for example, is my
Yeah, I
to
just wanted to
go
say
food
it.
in summer.
Like, isn't it similar? Like, because it's similar for me. I just remember, like, I think it's called like hyperfixation food.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's certain people, me included, that not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily to eat it like every single day, but you find a certain food that you like, and you kind of
Yeah.
obsess over it. So you will
Yeah.
eat it almost every single day, or sometimes even multiple times a day, till you have enough of it, and then you don't eat it anymore, and you need to
Yeah.
find something new to obsess. So I remember you
That's
had
what I
that
have as well.
kind of with tomato mozzarella. I remember you had the pita breads that you always had. Then I remember you the Milka Tender that
Mika
Steffi
tender,
had.
yes.
So do you feel like that's still the same for you? That you sometimes have those kind of foods that you just eat over and over and over again till you get sick
Yeah.
of them, and then you move on to the
Yeah.
next one? What
Yeah.
is it for
I
you
still
right
have
now?
that.
Are the
Self-made
crackers you
pizza.
remember? You remember the little bread
The
crackers?
Vasa crackers? Oh,
Yeah, not the the
mm,
Vasa crackers you had, and then there was like the what's called those pizza bread
the
crisps.
bruschetta.
Bruschetta. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like, I have phases where I eat them more, and then I have phases where I barely ever buy them.
Mhm.
Like only if I see them and I'm like, oh, I could eat that again. But I always have this one favorite food, or this one favorite snack. Like in summer, as I said, I eat a lot of tomato mozzarella because it's cool, or even like Greek salad.
Mhm.
Those are like the things I eat in summer.
Mhm.
But for now, my go-to food is self-made pizza, but I'm not making the dough myself. I need to work on that. Like that's the only thing. I don't make the dough
Oh,
myself
it's
yet.
so easy though.
I know dough.
You should just make like a
I know,
huge batch on the weekend, and then you just split it up,
Yeah,
and then you just take it out every day.
yeah.
And it's getting better as well the longer you have it in your fridge.
Yeah. So this is my go-to food right now. But beside that, it's just for me, it's so annoying. I talk about this with my boss a lot as well, because he's this one type. He goes to bed in the evening and thinks about what he can eat next day, right?
Oh,
And what he has to
100%.
buy for groceries. And I'm the complete opposite. I do not want to hear anything about it until it's the time where I have to eat. So that's also why I get hangry a lot. Because I cannot, I don't want to waste so much time, or not so much time about, or for this to think of, oh my god, I could make this delicious food. It's great though. If you do that, it's great. And I know food can taste so good. I'm just so fucking lazy with it. You could literally just inject me the basic stuff you need to survive, and I
The
eat my popcorn
nutrients?
on the side.
Really? You would be satisfied with that? Oh my god.
I don't. The thing is, I
Oh,
love
Steffi,
potatoes.
you're so completely different to
I
me. It's
know.
crazy.
I'm so. And to be honest, it's still surprising me that I look the way I look. But that's probably because I did sports like for my whole life.
Okay.
If I didn't do that since I was a child, I'd probably be twice like what I look now. You know what I mean?
But you don't.
I still have my abs on
but you
on my belly and stuff.
But you don't eat that much though, no?
On good days.
I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, the only thing that I can think
do.
about is like when we meet up and you buy like 3 semmeln or something, and you just eat the semmeln. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's
So you eat
the
a lot of bread, right?
like occasion stuff, right? When
White bread.
when we're at your place, we just inhale everything like cougars.
I mean, I'm 10 times more extreme than
We're
Steffi. I have
all-
to say
yeah.
that. I have to say
We're
I'm like
all
probably the worst.
Just inhaling everything. Nah, but on good days, like if I want to, I think I'll get to 2K as well, like calories sometimes.
Oh,
but
easy.
then
I have to. If I don't like consciously think about what I eat, like I think if I don't track, like if I'm not like actively tracking, I think I'm eating way over 2K calories. Like for me, I notice, like I can go into the detail now, but I notice now through tracking and my cravings, like the things that I overeat on, like, and it's not carbs, so it's like it's really weird for me. But yeah, so maybe if it's fine for you, like I'm gonna talk a little bit of like the opposite of what it is for me. So I'm like your boss. So for me, I go to bed and I think about, oh, what can I eat tomorrow? I wake up and the first thought that I have is like, oh fuck, what am I gonna have for breakfast? And then while I'm making my breakfast or eating my breakfast, I'm already thinking about like, what am I gonna have for lunch? And then it's like, did I already eat too much? Can I still have something in the evening? You know, what about snacks? So for me, more or less, like my whole adult life, or like ever since I'm a teenager, is mostly revolving around food for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um so my relationship with food, to start off really far back, I actually started pretty healthy, I think. Like I was never really overweight when I was younger. I was always like a good healthy weight, and I never really thought about food, because my
Mm.
parents were really good when it comes to that stuff. So for example, I was never really allowed to have soft drinks, so no like Coke
We
or
barely ever had that
Fanta.
home
Yeah,
either.
like my
Yeah.
parents both have really bad teeth, and they were really afraid that I will get bad teeth. So the first
Yeah.
time that I had a soda or like a soft drink was when I was 10. At my 10th
Yeah.
birthday was the first time I had a soda, and before that I just had tea and normal water. And
Yeah.
I'm super happy about that because I'm now 32. Both of my parents have completely fucked up teeth. They all have
Mm.
like crowns everywhere. They have fillings. Like they barely have a tooth in their mouth that is not,
But
having something.
to be fair, that is also their dentist back then. Because I know from my parents,
Yeah.
the dentist of my dad or my mom, I can't remember, completely fucked up everything because they
Mm.
did whatever they wanted to, and with the Amalgamplomben, I
Oh
don't
my
know
god.
the English
Yeah.
word for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's like they did so much bullshit, and my parents invested. For example, I had when I was a child, I don't know how it's called, Zahnschmelzschwäche. So it's
Yeah.
basically, I don't know the English word for
Yes.
it, but it's basically as soon as the tooth comes out, it's damaged already because
Mm-hmm.
it's very sensitive. And that's what I had as a child. And so my parents made sure that I have a very good dentist that has like newer technology and everything. So she was also very focused on working with children
Mm-hmm.
and had like the best setup you could have as a dentist in Austria. It was
Mm-hmm.
also not cheap, obviously,
Of
because it
course.
was a
Yeah.
private one, but they always took care of me, like that my teeth gonna be better than theirs.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of that. Obviously, like
Of
food, the
course.
sugar, and then the dentist back then just like did a
For
lot of
sure.
bullshit.
I mean, I think for my parents, at least, how they communicated
Mm-hmm.
it with me is like, first of all, when they grew up, brushing your
Mm-hmm.
teeth wasn't, I think, as important as it was for us, and again
Yeah.
how it is now as well. Like
Yeah.
obviously, like when I was a child, like my dad told me as soon as I had my first tooth, he would sit with me in the bathroom and he would brush my teeth minimum twice a day, like my
Yeah.
one tooth that I had, and he would like
Oh, so cute.
clean it at least twice a day with
Yeah.
me just to make sure that I'm gonna be fine. And he was super adamant, like I remember I
Yeah.
had the little scent clock in the bathroom where I had to like brush my
Same.
teeth at
Yeah.
least for 3 minutes before I'm allowed to go. And we had like checkups twice a year and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And also the drinking. And we had like a sweet drop, but sweets were for me never really a thing. Like it was fine for
Mhm.
me to have like a snack here and there, but like I never
Mhm.
obsessed over it. Or do you know how like children are like really sometimes, they're like really focused on like candy, and then they get like the sugar high and they get super fucking hyper
Yeah.
and lose their shit. So I never had that for whatever reason. The only thing where I was really obsessed with sugar was cereal. That
Mhm.
is something for me till this day, which I cannot buy, like
Yeah.
Cineminis or something like that, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
will have a box of cereal at home, it will not survive 2 or 3 days.
That's so crazy. Like
I
I do
will eat
not.
that. Oh my
I
god.
don't.
Oh.
They're good. Like, and we had them when I was
Hmm.
a child, and I really like them. But now I don't need them at all anymore. It's like I barely ever buy a pack. Like not even once a year. It's
We have it
crazy.
sometimes because of Nathan.
Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's really sugary. He's a sugar eater.
Yeah.
Like I'm a really savory eater. Like I love
Yeah.
everything: rice, pasta, meat, sauces,
Yeah.
like salty snacks. That is my kind of jam. Like if you
Mhm.
tell me that I cannot have anything sweet anymore for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be fine with it. If you tell me I cannot
Wow.
have
Nah.
fucking rice or sauces, I'm gonna have to murder you.
I
Um
need chocolate. Chocolate is my life essence, I swear. And just to add before I forget,
mhm.
I think what we both had as well is drinking a lot of water.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that is like
Always really
that
good
makes such a big difference as
for
well.
sure. I'm
Like we
drinking as we
barely
speak.
yeah, like water is so important for your whole body, for you. And I don't understand when people say it tastes like shit. Maybe it's your country,
No,
but
do you know what I think? To be honest, I think when people don't like water, it's because they it's my theory. Like obviously
mhm,
please comment if that's not the case for you, but I think if you grow up on just drinking water as a child, right? And not drinking like okay, you can have a tea
yeah,
here and there or whatever, but not having fruit juices all the time, not having
yeah,
iced tea, not having cola, Fanta, or like bubbly stuff, sodas, whatever
yeah,
it is. Um, like you're the same, like you taste the difference in water. And I know that those people
yeah.
taste the difference in water as well. But for me, when I'm thirsty, there's nothing more refreshing than
No,
drinking like
them
good
water.
fresh water.
Yeah,
Um,
ice cold.
I could never like if I'm thirsty, I would never even get the idea to drink cola or an iced tea or
Nah,
whatever it is or like
nah,
an energy
nah,
drink. Like that is
nah.
for me. If I want something like that, which is really rarely when I crave something like that, it's because I'm craving something sweet
Yeah,
and I want
but
something like
sometimes also
a
the
treat.
taste, like
Yeah, like there's this
the
thing
Coke, a
like the
good
cola,
cold,
a
cold
good
Coke is good
cola out
in
of like a
summer.
glass bottle,
Yes.
you know, that 100% I get it, but I have that really
Yeah.
rarely. Um, so that's the first thing. So for me, like sweets were never really a
Mhm.
thing. I always had a good relationship with food, and I was never really thinking about that. I was always a
Mhm.
foodie. Like I was always like really looking forward to certain meals. Like my
Mhm.
grandma, she lived for a very long time in Italy. Again, I'm still not sure if she was actually Italian or Austrian. Um, anyway, it was my nonna,
Mhm.
and she was the greatest cook. Like she would for my birthday every year, because schnitzel was my favorite food, she would stitch together by hand a schnitzel and bread it and buy like a super huge pan and make for every birthday a schnitzel that would be as big as a steering wheel for me.
Oh dear.
And she would always make like the best rice. So she would, now if you think back, it's kind of fucked up, but she would make like rice with a lot of butter, you know, so it's like
Yeah.
really
That's what they
buttery.
do.
Oh, I love it. Like buttery, salty rice.
Yeah.
Oh no, just thinking about it, I have so much fucking saliva in my mouth. I'm sorry. She would make like all those dumplings and stuff. So I would always, that would be like the only thing as like a as an early memory about food that I would look forward to being at my grandma's, because I know the food
Mhm.
would be so good, because my mom wasn't really a great, or isn't really a great cook.
Yeah,
Um
same here. My mom, I'm like my mom. She doesn't really like it either. But my
I mean, it's
grandma made
fine.
like
It,
good.
it doesn't really matter. Like it's not
Yeah.
everybody's thing, and that's completely
Yeah.
fine. So that's how I started. So I think I first had a really good relationship
Mhm.
with food when it comes to that, and then when I was like 14, 15, or like maybe 13, 14 was like the first time. I think it was because of volleyball. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I
Mhm.
think that was the first time when I was in volleyball practice that I think our trainer needed our weights or something like that. I don't know
Mhm.
for what it was exactly. I doubt that you needed for competition or something like that. Anyway, like we had to weight each other. And that was like the first time where we kind of like compared
Mhm.
each other, if that makes sense, because I never really like thought about it. I never remember
Yeah.
being with my friend Caro back then for the first time on a scale, and I
Yeah.
remember that I was like 85 kilo or something like that, and we had girls in our class that were like 40 something, and I was like, oh my god, like what the hell, like we were 10 kilos heavier, you know. It was like the first time I have like weight in my mind. And then
Mhm.
the first time I got really conscious and I started dieting was when I was in my first relationship, where my first boyfriend back then
Yeah.
um was super into really like, oh yeah, you have to be skinny. And back then it was
Mm.
something like stupid to think about now, right? It was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
my girlfriend, for whatever reason, don't tell me why, because it doesn't matter how tall you are or how much
Yeah.
muscle you
Yeah.
have, you know. But he was like, oh yeah, my girlfriend needs to have under 60 kilos. And I remember I had like 62, 63 kilos, and then 162 or something. And he told me that I should try to get under 60 kilos. And that was like the first time I was like, you know, kind of trying to lose weight without even
Mm.
being unhappy in my body or anything. And
Mm.
that's how it started spiraling. And then, you know, you start dieting and you're obsessing about food, you're restricting food, and then when you reach your goal, you stop restricting, and then you
Yeah.
eat too much to compensate, and then you go into the yo-yo and you
Yeah.
gain and lose, gain and lose. And again, as a child, I was also doing a lot of sports. Like I was playing a lot of volleyball, so and I could always eat whatever I wanted without really
Yeah.
gaining weight because I was doing so
Yeah.
much sports. And I think that is also something that I can still be really happy about, because what you said as well, because in times where I don't restrict, like, and that was since I'm 14, I'm 32 now.
Mm.
And ever since I'm like 13, 14 till now, I've always been in like those weird circles of dieting, overeating, dieting,
Mm.
overeating, then dieting and doing sports again, and like it would always like switch from one extreme to
Yeah.
another,
Yeah.
to extreme diet or extreme sport, to just dropping everything from one day to another, not restrict at
Yeah.
all, and just indulge into everything.
Yeah.
So there was no in between. But to be honest, like for the amounts of food that I ate, even though I sometimes like got up over 80 kilos, I think if I wouldn't have had that basic body type, like with all the muscles and stuff, like you can see it, like when it sounds stupid, but when girls played volleyball when they're younger, they have a certain stature. You have like the typical volleyball booty, you have the volleyball legs, right? So that
Mm.
will never go away. Like I will always be like bottom heavy, if that makes sense. Like of
Yeah.
course
Yeah.
it can be something genetic as well, but I just have like good muscle structure there still for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, exactly, and it's the same for you. That is just something that happens, I guess, when you're a teenager. um and yeah, and as I said, I was always in the circles with dieting and whatsoever, but I feel like this is the first time
Mm-hmm.
that I have all the puzzle pieces, because in the past I had a lot of information, about
Mm-hmm.
dieting. I know how to count calories. I know the principle since years, calories in, calories out. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
technically what you eat, as long as you stay under your caloric not
Sorry.
versus intake, under the calories that your body burns. If you
Mm-hmm.
consume less than your body burns, then you're gonna lose weight, right? It doesn't matter what you
Mm-hmm.
eat. um Obviously knew that. I tried every single diet from low carb to keto, which is, by the way, the worst thing I've ever did, because I completely fucked up my hormones. Would really not recommend unless you do that with a doctor, or that's
Mm-hmm.
recommended to anybody. Because I actually lost my period because I did a ketogenic diet. So
That's crazy.
so please don't do it without informing yourself fully, because obviously we both know how the internet works, that if you research something and you try to learn
Yeah.
about something, you will always search for the positive things, but you won't necessarily search for the negative ones. At least I don't. And I only just afterwards learned how much negative things can happen when you experiment with keto without really knowing what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. So I just wanted to throw that in. So I had all of this information. I used to go to the gym before. I used to do a lot of different sports, but nothing really stuck to me longer than, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months maximum. And then I would always like fall back into
Mm-hmm.
the cycle, and I would always undereat a lot. Like I would always like go for very low calories. Like I would go from eating like 3,500 calories a day to eating 1,200 or something,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
1,300. So completely stupid. Please don't do that. And then I would drop to the weight, and then go back to that.
Yeah.
So what the difference now is, what changed everything for me, is Laura, first of all. So sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Laura, or Panierschnitzel, the girl that wrote the nice comment in today's Listener of the Week. She actually, so I'm again at this point in the beginning of the year where I'm just unhappy with my body and I want to start doing something. Laura in the past was heavier as well. She taught herself everything more or less herself, and now she
Mm-hmm.
is training and has a lot of people around her that are really knowledgeable. And she helped me really insanely much. So she lost a lot of weight herself, and she's training for multiple years now, and she really, really knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So she's helping me out because she's a friend of mine. And I obviously knew what macros are. So for people that
Mm-hmm.
don't know what macros are, the three main macros that you have is protein, carbs, and fat. So those are three categories that you like separate your food into. And one thing that I never did was trying to eat enough protein. And it doesn't matter if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, or if you're eating whatever the fuck. Having enough protein in your diet is so important, no matter if you work out or not, because every single cell in your body is built with proteins. So
Yeah.
it helps you recover faster. It helps you. So it doesn't matter if you're sick or if you're under stress, or just to rebuild everything in your body, right? So if you don't have enough protein in your diet, your body is gonna lack something. So for the first time in my life, in 32 years, I'm eating enough protein. And I'm working out in the same time. So in the past, I was working out a lot. I was eating too little calories. And if you're in a calorie deficit and you're not eating, on top of that, not eating enough protein as well, like you're losing muscle and you're losing fat. So even though you put in all of this work in the gym, it's not going to get you anywhere, because if you're not in a surplus, you cannot grow anything. And there's
You
so
need
many
them gains.
exactly. And I learned that it doesn't fucking matter what it says on a scale, because it's all just, so I'm taking like progress pictures and I'm measuring. I still lost obviously some weight because I'm in body recomposition. So what I'm doing is that I'm eating not really in a deficit. Like I'm eating, I think around, I'm not 100% sure. I would have to ask Laura. I'm eating like in a maintenance or in a slight surplus. So through working out, I'm probably gonna be a little bit in a deficit. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, so my body is basically burning fat right now and building muscle at the same time, which is basically possible for people that either haven't really had the right nutrition or haven't worked out yet, or both together. So you don't necessarily have to be in a deficit to change the way your body looks, right? And that just changes everything for me. And also, I mean, you know it, I'm a fucking bottomless pit when it comes to food. Like literally Steffi and me, when we come over, she said we're just inhaling food together when we're having like those lady weekends or whatever. And I'm like the biggest one. And Steffi, if I would have told you some months ago that I have issues eating enough calories, would you have ever believed me? I don't think so, right? Exactly. So
because we just snacked so much, like, and there's so many calories like involved there.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like especially for me, the biggest problem is for me that I just eat a lot of fat. And fat just has like not a lot of volume, but a lot of calories. So you can eat a lot of fatty stuff without really filling up your stomach. And now, if you eat a lot of protein has usually way more volume, which fills you up way more. So now that I'm eating like all those protein dense foods, my stomach volume wise is so much fuller. And in the beginning, I really had to force myself to like hit those protein goals. And now it's easy for me. And I have to say, after like almost 4 months that I'm doing this right now, I really notice what different foods do to my body. So for example, I'm not really eating clean because I mostly just still eat more fat than I should in my macros. I'm just focusing mostly on just hitting my protein goal and staying nice boobas.
I feel like they're so like they're hanging down. So okay, just keep talking.
Steffi is just looking at her own boobas today on the podcast. That's fine. It's normal boobas. All fine.
Keep talking.
So yeah, I'm still not 100% perfect, but it's way. Oh my god, Steffi's tripping in front of me. What the hell, guys? You better watch the YouTube version. I swear to God. Now you brought me fully out of my concept.
I know my sexy abs confused many people.
So unfair. Steffi has abs without
It's
even
my
looking at.
it's my charisma, guys. I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Steffi. So yeah, I'm just focusing basically on hitting my protein, and also when I have days where I work out, I eat carbs so I can lift more, and like my muscles have all the fuel that they need. And now if I eat shit, like for example, if I eat McDonald's in one day, like I don't restrict, like I can eat whatever I want as long as it like fits somehow into my macros, obviously, and you can make everything fit more or less. But if I eat shit on one day, I will feel like fucking shit the day after. And that already started when I got older, but now that I'm used to eating mostly really good, like I don't want to say clean because that would be a lie, right? But if I eat really, really shitty, I feel like shit. If I don't eat what I should before I work out, I know I'm not going to be as strong in the workout. I can see so much more progress in the gym. Like I had times where I was working out for 2 or 3 months in the gym, and I literally didn't see anything but losing fat. And this is the first time in my life that I can physically see how I'm growing muscle. And that is just insane for me. And for me, it was mentally also really hard for that I would eat knowingly so much calories under quotation marks, because it's a normal amount, right? For the amount of activity I do in a day. So that was really something I had to get out of my mind. The whole thing with like calories, and I eat technically too much, that I'm not gonna lose weight if I eat that much calories, but I'm gonna gain muscle. And now seeing how my body changes without really losing that much weight but gaining muscle, and the whole body still shrinks and gets tighter and stronger, and it's just crazy. Like I can really just recommend people, if you've never tried something like this for a certain amount of time, do it, because you're gonna get addicted to it. Like I don't think I will ever fully stop doing this anymore. Like I can see that for example, in like a stressful time in my life, that I'm not gonna be able to obviously work out 4 times a week every single week, but maybe at one point only gonna do it twice a week or something again. But for now, I do not think that I will ever stop again, because I've never felt so good, and I've never craved doing that kind of stuff. I can't even imagine what it. I can't even explain what it is, but I just feel so much better and more balanced.
So nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but sorry, I was talking for so long.
Don't worry.
I'm really sorry. But maybe
it's like you can even see that now when you like with your t-shirts and stuff, that like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's your whole aura as well. You know what I mean? Like
that probably as
being
well.
So much like healthier and aware of everything, and you're so happy from the core of your heart right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like
it is also
queen. You're shining.
Thank you. It's also that you carry yourself, I think, different. Like you, like from like the gamer thingy to like you open up your shoulders, open up your chest. Like I don't know, you also feel so many muscles, that you don't even know, and like I don't know, the whole like winking meat. I mean, I still have it, but like it's like crazy. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I don't know. With the tattoos, you cannot see that much, but with the shoulders and stuff. Yeah, Steffi, for what? Oh, you can see it with this, but yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit lazy. That's the thing. Like all I have to do is like literally do a bit more to just like strengthen myself again, my body. I'm fine with like how I'm at the moment. I'm so fine with my body, and I feel
you look really great. You look really great.
Thank you. And it's also like people. I keep scamming people on like with my stories because they think I have like not massive abs, but my abs, and I can't like abs. I kind of have my body and my belly abs still.
See, that's something I never had. Like
they never left.
I think I'm getting them like on the. Like, I don't know if you can see it here, like the sides. Like here.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah. So I have like
just
here the side a little bit.
Yeah.
I never had that, but I have like really sick quads. Like my legs are pretty insane already.
That's nice. That's what I want to work on. And my arms. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm super fine with my body right now. I know there's a lot I have to learn still when it comes to food and everything. I'm just not.
Honestly, Steffi, I think if you would just, you don't even have to track forever, right? If you just track for a month and try to get the feeling of getting enough protein, you know, not even like eating less or something, but just eating more protein and eating like less of other stuff, or just balancing it out, because you do move a lot, like alone from your job and stuff. Like you would get so defined. And especially like with the bouldering as well.
Bouldering as well, yeah.
Like that is the best workout ever anyway.
I don't care at the moment. Like there will be a point in my life, I know that I know that from the core of my body, because as I said, like I was super sporty since I was a child, or I'm super sporty since I was a child. I basically stopped with sports since I live in Graz, so it's been the past 10 years, which is a lot. So I worked out or did sports for 20 years of my life, or let's not count the first 5 of my life, but
what do you
15
mean?
years of my life. Then and now 10 years of my life, I barely did anything but the side stuff, like sometimes volleyball, but nothing like on a very regular basis. And what I just do for myself is, I know I have these phases where I eat more than usual. And especially like in the pandemic, I obviously, like, that was my own fault, didn't even ate more, didn't walk a lot, or didn't move a lot. And then there's these times where I realize for myself, like, okay, Steffi, now you need to like slow down a little bit, maybe just eat one brownie instead of the 2 you eat. So I restrict myself then again, because I like consciously know.
You do it automatically without having to like force yourself or getting into like a toxic relationship with the food,
it's like,
right?
At some point I realized, okay, we need to take care now.
Hold up.
Just slow down a little bit and we'll be fine again. And now it's just about losing like at least 1/3 on my arms is just fat. Like minimum 1/3. So I just
but
want
it's
to
so fast as well that it goes when you do a little bit of stuff.
It's just I'm too lazy at the moment. That's
I mean that's the thing. Like it's fine for everybody. Like who am I to sit here and tell anybody, especially you, to do whatever you want? Like I think everybody knows in their life when you're at the point where you want to do it for yourself, and I think everybody needs to find that as well. Because if I'm gonna sit here and tell you, like, you need to have the motivation and the feel of, hey, I want to go in. Because like for me it's now like, first I wanted to lose weight and hit a certain weight goal. Now instead of wanting to hit that weight goal, I'm like, I want to reach a certain physique. And then
that was always the case for me, though.
That's really good. That's so much healthier. Like I never had that, to be honest. Like for me it was always like skinny. I don't need to be muscular or whatever. And now for me it's really about physique. Like I have a certain physique that I would like to have or achieve. And now for me it even shifted to having to achieve a certain one. I'm like at the point where that's also why I work out 4 times a week. I want to see how far I can get with my body. Because like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm gonna have a 6-pack. Like I'm never gonna drop.
Why not?
No, the thing is, like for me, I'm never gonna drop down to a body fat percentage because to actually have a 6-pack as a woman, you have to have a really, really low body fat. Steffi, we're talking about a real 6-pack. We're talking about a shredded one.
Dude, no, I know what you mean. There's so much fat here on my, like there is quite fat on my body, on my belly. But if I like tense it, like if I just anspannen?
To
like,
flex it.
You need to touch it next time. Like it's fucking rock solid hard. Still, I don't know why I still have that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like everybody has a different muscle. I don't know how to say it, but like for example, I have really strong legs and booty. For example, Sabrina that we train with as well, like she has a really strong upper body. And like Laura just said, it's super funny because for me, my weakness is my upper body. Like I have fucking flappy wings, arms. I mean, not anymore. It's fine now, fully. Like I think the happiest I've ever been with my arms. Because they were before a really big insecurity. Like, you know me, I would never wear like a tank top or anything. And now I would literally go out with a tank top and be like, look at my shoulders and arms. Look so cool.
But you were beautiful before as well. We talked about it with your pictures, like in the pool. It's like
I don't say I wasn't beautiful. I'm just saying that I'm feeling super confident now. More confident than before.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Should have felt confident before as well.
I felt beautiful before and confident, but now that I know how confident I can feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like also like for example just my chin. Like I still have a little bit, but before like I could not sit, like now I have to fake it, right? But before if I would sit normal, you would always see like
That's
I would
one
not
thing.
have a jawline.
Do you do the stretches as well, like these yoga stretches for your
I have a gua sha technically, but for me it's just body fat.
It's like
For me, it's literally
that's one thing I never had. For me it's I gained a lot of weight on my
I get instantly a Goda. I get instantly a Goda kriege Gunschne kriege a Goda. Now I get it like a double chin really fast, but I also lose it fast again. So
I wish I could just push all the fat into my boobies.
But
I like my boobies, but
if I would do that,
it wouldn't hurt.
I would do that. Imagine all of my fucking leg fat into
my thighs.
Massive fat.
Same.
Fucking
we would fall forward.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like not necessarily that. Like for me, I think my legs are always gonna be strong. And that's fine. Like I'm fine with having strong legs and booty because it's also my strength. But yeah, what I wanted to say, it's so funny. Laura just told me today how it's so funny because my strength is my legs and my booty because I just have a lot of muscle there, and I'm also really strong there. And with Sabrina Silver Fuchs, it's the exact opposite. Like she has a really strong upper body, and for me, I want to. Like, I enjoy really working on my upper body because that's my weakness, if that makes sense, right? And for Sabrina, it's the same. She really wants to work more on her lower body because that's her weakness. And then Laura is like, you guys, you need to freaking switch because, like, you should focus what you're strong on as well, right? Like, because that is, like, obviously, I should also work on what I'm weaker at, but I should focus more on the thing that I'm naturally more gifted, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's also really funny. But I already said Laura if she wants to turn me into like a watermelon squeezing thick thigh lady, like from chubby to actually strong, like I'm all up for it. Like I'm super excited for it. And I actually have an appointment in 2 weeks at the physio because I still have some problems with my right knee. Like it got so much better. Oh my god, Laura helped me so much with my knee mobility, and like I could barely do squats without my knee hurting. And I did a lot of knee mobility with Laura, and now I can do almost everything. Just lunges still hurt my knee. My right knee, so I'm going to the physio in 2 weeks to check what that is all about. I'm super excited for that. So to make or to end the podcast, let's end with some rapid fire questions, okay? Are you ready? I didn't tell Steffi about that, by the way. Okay.
No, she didn't.
One food that you cannot live without.
Potatoes in general. You can make out of potatoes. You can make fries, vodka,
puree,
mashed potatoes, everything. Potatoes are amazing.
Okay, so potatoes. That's a little bit of a cheating one. If it could be just one.
Why?
If it could be only
I'm just
one.
smart. What do you mean?
Yeah, fair. Okay. If it could be only one way of potatoes, which one would it be?
I'm gonna be a potato farmer if that's okay. What? Sorry, what was
If it only could be one kind of potato meal, so like fries or puree or what? Really? You choose vodka over fries? Are you mad, woman? Seriously?
Julia, I see fries every single day at work. I cannot see them anymore. It's like, no, fries is not my priority. Like, it's not even in my top tens, I think. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fries is.
I have tears in my eyes for the fries. I don't know if you can see that. That just,
you know what?
That just emotionally shook me to the core.
Like potato wedges, super good. If you have chicken like in the oven, right,
Jesus
with the
Christ.
potatoes and some rosemary and stuff, very good. Sorry, it's
okay. Rapid fire, Steffi. Comfort food. If you're having a bad day and you're mad at everything and you just want to eat to feel comfortable, what are you getting?
Vodka. Yeah, it's my comfort. Chocolate.
Chocolate? Okay. One food that you hate the most. What is the one food that I could put in front of you that you would never touch?
Mushroom rice, probably. Like risotto, mushroom risotto.
Oh my god, Steffi.
I hate mushrooms.
Oh my god. Okay. Top 3 favorite sweets.
Favorite sweets? Fuck.
Or snacks. Let's make it snacks. Make it even harder for you.
Popcorn. Then something with chocolate. It doesn't really matter. Just chocolate chips or whatever it is. And that would be my favorite.
Bruschetta?
Nah, it's not my.
Really?
Every now and then, but it's not my favorite. I'd say like the main things I eat is chocolate. No matter, like chocolate chips and popcorn.
Okay.
I don't even have 3.
Okay. Top 3 favorite drinks. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Water, obviously.
Vodka?
Water's number 1. Yeah, vodka is second. And then, I don't know, that's the only thing I drink. And coffee. I really like
you're a coffee drinker
now.
now.
So those are my 3 life essentials, guys. I can survive with water, vodka, and coffee.
Perfect. Wait, should I answer those questions as well?
I want to ask you then. I just wanted to write down. So first one was first 3. What did you say?
I just made it out of my head. I think it was like for favorite food, I think. Most favorite food, or if you could only have one thing, you know. Then top 3 snacks. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I need to write that down.
Steffi needs the notes. I just
okay,
out. I'm
Julia.
sorry. Okay.
Top 3 favorite food.
If I'm honest, like now I don't crave it that much, but when I was not focusing on protein, white bread and cheese. Even though I'm lactose intolerant.
You're so dumb.
I'm really fucking stupid. White bread and cheese, but it needs to be melted cheese. Okay, so like in a grilled cheese or something like that. A grilled cheese sandwich. Listen,
I could inhale feta.
Really? You like feta more than that? Oh, we have a puppy here. Good. A wild puppy attack.
Hello, Jinx.
Hello, she's so big already. So big already. So yeah, I would say bread, cheese, and then I have to say chicken.
Okay.
Really like chicken.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry for all the vegetarian and vegans out there. Most hated dish.
No.
Yeah.
Let me. Hello.
Sorry.
I'm the moderator here. The one food, like if you could choose one food only.
One food only.
Aside, like with me with the potato, what would you choose?
One food only. Ah, fuck. Now I have to think about it again. So chicken. Sorry.
Okay. Most hated dish.
I have to say 2. So sadly, certain seafoods, because I have to projectile vomit if I eat them, because I have some problems with that, because I'm allergic. So like some shrimp, even though I like the taste, but Jinx, hey lady. Sorry. So first time Jinx actually barking on a podcast, so that's a new one. So I would say like some seafoods, not because I don't like the taste, but because they make me vomit. Asparagus. I hate asparagus. I really don't like asparagus. That's
What's that?
Spargel.
Oh, Spargel.
Spargel.
Max likes Spargel.
Really? No, I really don't. Not a fan. Yeah. And then snacks.
Top favorite snacks? Top three?
Favorites. Hard one. Chips. I'm a salt eater. I really like chips. Chips, nachos. I don't know if you can put them together as one, but probably just normal chips and then nachos. And snacks. What else?
Sweets and snacks. You can do that.
Maybe some cookies. Some chocolate chip cookies. Basic bitch. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Okay, I think that was an interesting episode. Sorry that I talked so much in this, but I'm really.
Yeah, I don't have a say here. It's like I'm annoyed with the food, guys. I'm sorry. I have a very, very weird relationship with food, even though I don't eat too. Like I eat a lot. It's just I eat because I have to. And the other stuff is snacking. It's just.
I mean, do you feel like you get a little bit more how do you say it, like adventurous with the stuff, like trying new things here and there?
No.
Or are you like the child still that's like, no,
It's-
I don't like it, I don't know it, I don't try it?
it's okay when it comes to. It depends though. Very, very dependable. But when it comes to all the vegetarian stuff, yes, I'd say I was like, or I started. But with all the meat stuff, everything that involves meat, I'm just simply not interested because I don't like the taste. The same for me is with seafood, and shrooms. Those are the three things.
Really,
I
mushrooms?
do not like
See,
the
I
taste.
didn't know. I really like mushrooms.
Yeah, it's like those three things: mushrooms, meat, and seafood or sea. Yeah, seafood
Yeah,
in general
seafood.
is the three things I am not interested in at all.
Super interesting.
So yeah, it's very. I know there's a lot of different food with vegetables, but
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's a lot about the seasoning as well. Like, I think you
Yeah,
can make
yeah.
almost everything taste good if you season it well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but anyway, to end up the episode, I would love for the people that are still listening, I would like to know the top one food that you guys cannot live without. If you could only just have one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And then your top 3 snacks, doesn't matter if salty or sweet. That is what I would like to know from you guys. I think Steffi is probably interested as well. She will judge the shit out of you because she's a picky eater. I would probably obsess about every second thing that you write there. So thank you so much for listening, guys. We see
Is
you
there
again.
anyone out there that's like me, guys? Let me know in the comments.
I think there are many. I think there are many, to be honest. But I'm sure there's like, I think it's gonna be probably really split. Like either you're really obsessed or you really don't care about food. Like I would more be interested if there's people that are like kind of the in between where they really like food, but they also don't obsess about it. You know. So let us know where on the scale from being really, really picky and not wanting to think about food to being a foodie and food is the first and last thing you think about in life. So tell me where in the scale between Steffi and me you are. Yeah, thank you so much again for listening. We wish you a beautiful rest of your week, and we see and hear you hopefully, or you hear us that way around. Hopefully next week. We love you. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.